Hi guys, it's Aaliyah. Welcome back to my channel. So here is the second journal that I made using the sewing pattern tissue. And this one was another really fun one. All of them were actually really fun to make and I love it. Absolutely love them. So let's get right inside. Actually, let me just take this off so I can show you the cover, because I did some things to the cover. As you can see right off the bat, there are so many different layers and pieces of laces and trims all the way around. Here I also did a little, I don't know, they're like cluster flowers, kind of like little bits of lace and trim that I put together, and then I sew a vintage button through the center just to kind of hold everything together. And the embroidery thread that I used to sew the button on, I kind of left long. I sort of like that look. Obviously, you know, if you don't want it, you can always cut it off, but I left it long for now. On the front, this used to actually be a tag, and I'm not sure exactly where the tag came from. Because it was in my stash for such a long time, but I decided to use this on the cover. It's the vintage sewing machine, hence, you know, the sewing pattern. The spine, I just covered it with this trim here. And yeah, and it's nice and chunky and, oh, you can't really hear it. Nice and squishy though. So let's get right inside. So for this one, I also left the inside cover plain, just because, like I said before, I just like to show what the actual cover was made out of. Here you can see like the different layers of the tissue, and it just, I like the way it looks. And you know, you can always write on it if you want to, but it is tissue paper, like that, I don't know, whatever, pattern tissue paper. So I probably wouldn't do like a ballpoint pen on it, but maybe like, you know, a marker or like a felt tip pen. It would be gentle on the tissue. So on the first page, I made, let me just actually take everything out first. I made, it's like a little tiered pocket. And I accidentally, I was originally, and I think in another one I might have done, where I only glued down 3 of the sides so I could also put something in the top. This one, I don't know what I was thinking, but I glued the whole thing down. So realistically, there's just these 2 pockets here. So in the top pocket, I have a little, kind of like a little skinny notepad. And that goes in this pocket. And then here, vintage playing card. Actually, I don't know if that's vintage or not. And another little tag there. I have a little applique flower and a Tim Holtz picture. And then on the back, this is a little flip down so you can journal there. Did a little bit of layering on top. And then here, I used, this is a scrap of pattern paper that I've used in one of the other journals. So I'm using everything. I'm not throwing away. I'm throwing away very little these days. So any kinds of little scraps or cut-offs, I'm trying to reuse back in my journals. So here is a envelope. This is not vintage. This is just a little envelope, and it has some guest checks in there. And you can tuck that up in there. This right here is pretty neat. I got this paper at an estate sale, and it's vintage. And it's from the Sylvania, I think Sylvania, Electric Products, Inc., 60 Boston Street, Salem, Mass. The funny thing, well, not that it's funny, but the cool thing is I actually work right near here because I work in Salem, and Boston Street is kind of behind the road where my job is. So it's like when I found this paper in the estate sale, I was like, it has so much meaning. And of course, what did I do? I hoarded it, but now I'm like, I'm using everything. So I actually have not a lot, but a nice stack of this paper. So I'm going to start using it in my journals. But I love it just because it also has meaning to me personally, because it's kind of from where I'm from, like, or where I'm working. So I thought that was neat. So I didn't put anything on the front here or the back. So that way you can journal on the back, you can journal on the front, but I love that. Here's some more vintage papers. I did a little vellum sticker on the back. Here I sewed a little notepad on, just with a few pieces of paper. And of course you can write on the actual sheet too. Here is, let me take this stuff out of the pockets. These are one of those Terry Woods flip outs where it opens and it becomes a whole entire page. So, you know, you can write on the whole thing and then you fold it back up. This gets tucked into this side and then it's a little pocket. Here we have just a little place for journaling. And a little journaling card. I sewed it onto some cardstock. And then this I made, I had, you know, some scraps. Didn't want to throw them away, so I put them all together. I punched a little hole. I used a little Tim Holtz, what are these called? Brads. Put that through. Added a little, some little fibers on there, and it's a cool little notepad. And then that just tucks right down inside somehow. How did I have it? I feel like it was lower before. Maybe like that. Oh yeah. Don't want it to come out the bottom. There we go. Oh, and here's another one of the some vintage paper stationery that I found at the same estate sale. And this one is from, well, it's Parker Lane Hotel, Piccadilly, London. I don't know what WI is, but they probably went on vacation maybe. And you know how you have that little thing in your room next to the phone where you can write notes and stuff? This is probably what it is, and they just brought it home. But it's really neat because now it's in a journal. So here I have a pocket up there. I have some lace in the back and then a little Tim Holtz sticker. And then just two little tags up there that you can write on the back of. And here is some paper. So another little kind of like secret paper pad. And I said in my last video of the previous journal, the smaller one, these journals I made, aside from the last one, because the last one's pretty regular sized, but the small ones, they're small, but there's so much room in them for writing, for tucking things in. I've tried to give as many writing spots as I could, aside from the actual pages, you know. Just because it is a small journal, but I don't want it to be any less, you know, user-friendly than a large journal. So that's why I'm adding all these extra little places to write notes and little booklets and stuff. I was just having so much fun. I'll just put it to you that way. So on the top here, there's a little pocket so you can tuck stuff in behind there. I added a little pocket here. This flips up, and then the whole thing flips up. Another little pocket down there, and then plenty of room also to write again. So those are the two pages here. See, another little place to write. So I'm trying to utilize all the little nooks and crannies that I can, and you can even write on the back there if you wanted to. Or this is cardstock. You could put a picture on here. That would be kind of neat. So that gets tucked behind there. And this is another one of those little craft baggies. Just random layering on the front with some trim on the bottom. And then in here I just put some guest checks. Or maybe that's just one guest check. And then on the back we have a little flip down. Did some layering. And then another journaling card. And also you can write here too. What you could also do if you wanted to put picture here, because it's a nice big spot. If you had like a picture, you could put it there, and then you can still tuck stuff up on top of it. So more writing room. And then here in the back pocket, we have a little, kind of like a little trifold. And this is a playing card that I sewed to the front. Not vintage at all though. And then here, another little place to add some notes, and that gets tucked in that little pocket there. And another note. This one's sewn in, that's not removable. Middle of the signature, I added this envelope, and the envelope is made, I can't open it. I used the scrapbook paper, and then I lined it with some of the sewing tissue paper, which is pretty neat. And then inside, I have a couple playing cards. But then you can also put whatever else you want in there. Added some trim. I also reinforced here because it was cracking a little bit, so that is reinforced with some tape that I glued on. Another little pocket. This is the same 3 trifold, trifold with a playing card sewn on the front. And another little, oh, I love the little itty bitty pads and the little itty bitty books. So cute. So cute. And these, you can make them by utilizing the smaller cutoffs that you have. Because in the past, I would have probably just thrown them in the recycle bin. But why? When you can make something cute like that, you know? Much more places to write. Another journaling card sewn onto cardstock, so it would be a good place if you want to actually attach a picture on the back, or you can write, you know, either one. Guest check-in here, and another little craft bag with, again, some just random layering. Little flip down, and then here's a plain card, and this one, I did a bunch of layering. Well, not a bunch, 1, 2, 3 layers. And then it's also a trifold. Again, for some more journaling. Are you catching on to a theme here? Little, but lots of places to journal. Lots and lots. So this is also like the other one that we had, where we had the pocket here. We have the pocket in the back. A little flip up here. And then completely flips up. And you can tuck something in here. And you can also write all the way down. And here's just like the other one, 2 tiny little tags on top, and then a little pad of writing paper down there. Little sticker there. Here is one of, and I think these are Terry Woods pockets as well. I have a pocket in the back where I just have a little stationery back there. Pocket there, and then a pocket in the front there. And then this flips up, and you can journal all in there too. And I thought this was lower. Maybe not. Okay. And then on the back of this, again, one of these, like, it's kind of like a waterfall notepad. It almost reminds me a little bit of like paint samples or something. Like these maybe should be different colors. But this is a perfect place to, you know, do a lot of journaling. And it's just right here. And of course, if you ever wanted to, it doesn't have to be a tuck. You can glue it down, you know, this side, stick it down, and it can be another, you can make another tuck spot, which is really cool too. So, you know, nothing that's, any of the ephemera pieces that are tucked in anywhere, they don't have to stay ephemera pieces. You can absolutely attach them to a page and make tuck spots and stuff. And so here's a little bit of layering, some lace, a Tim Holtz sticker. Here, it's kind of like this thing, but it's attached to the page. Like I sewed it onto the page, but some more writing room with some different pages. And then I made this little, I don't know what they're called, hangy thingies, where I just did some, there were some offcuts or little extra snips of trims and laces. I just put them all together with a vintage button and attached it with a bulb pin. I thought that was pretty neat. And then this, I don't know where this came from. I don't think I need it though. I made another pocket here. And, oh, this is the same thing. I was going to do a pocket on the top, and then I forgot, and I glued the whole thing down. And then here you can just put some extra journaling cards. And then in the back, we have this little book, which is really neat because on the front cover, there is a little bag. And then in the bag, there are, oh, that's it. So there's a journaling card. I don't know why I always have so much trouble when I'm on camera to put stuff back to where they go. My gosh. Okay. And then they're layering, and then it opens, and it's a little journaling book on the inside. So there's lots of room to write in this one. You have the 2 journaling cards, and then all this paper in here to write on. And then it can tuck right back in here, or you can take it out and use it for whatever you want. So that is this little one right here. If you are interested, it will be listed in my shop. I will leave the direct link to this journal in the description box below. So after this video, I have one more video to share, the largest of the 4 sewing pattern journals that I made. So I hope you stay tuned. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.